All right. Let's see. Got it. All right. It is that time to bring in a very special, a very esteemed guest to the Voice on 3x3 podcast. We've been waiting for this one. I've traveled around the world with this man. This man is partly responsible for me ever even joining 3x3. I've gone to the top of the Guangzhou Towers with this man. None other than Senior Communications Manager of FIBA 3x3, Julien DeBove. I'm not going to mention all the buckets I've given him since 2015, but we have played some 3x3 in our day. And he has helped running the show. Obviously, a huge cog and help growing 3x3 into what it's become and a big part of the future of the game. So, Ju, it's good to have you on, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm ready to start grilling them right off the bat, Dave B.
Let's go. Heats up.
No, we obviously big last couple of weeks. We're going to get into the schedule release. We talked about that. A lot of excitement this past week with 3x3 Day on March the 3rd. I got a chance to kind of say what, the game is meant to me. But you've had skin in this 3x3 game even before me helping bring me on into the organization. I guess it's a good time to ask you what is the game meant to you? I know you're excited about the outlook and how it's expanding, but 3x3, what is it meant to you to this point in your career and your life?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to top your emotional video of March 3rd. You raised the bar. It's going to be difficult to top that, but no, it's going to be hard. But I have to admit, I was watching your video, the post you on Instagram, and I guess on the other platforms, and it really resonated with me in the sense that for me it's season 10 this year. It's crazy. It's a big number, and it means all of the things that you've mentioned. It's a lot more than a job. Before I joined FIBA, I was working at UEFA, so in football, soccer for some people, pretty much a dream job for somebody that likes soccer. I was working communications there. I was doing interviews. I was, flying to Spain, France, Germany to do interviews. I could get free tickets to a lot of my friends for some really good games. But one day, I got a phone call from a friend at FIBA that I'd worked with in the past, and he told me, "Hey, I've got this opportunity. FIBA is really getting serious about this 3x3 game. We're trying to bring it to the Olympics. Are you in? Are you game?" It took me 5 seconds to take my decision. I immediately went to my boss. I said, "Look, I'm out. What can we do to keep you?" There's nothing you can do to keep me. So it was just an amazing project from day one. And as we discussed, it's been such an amazing ride just to see it grow and to see it, going from the streets to the Olympics. Being in Tokyo last year was just very emotional as well. And as you said, it's a lot more than a job. It's also all of the people we've met, along the way. I take a lot of pride in what we've built, especially in terms of building a community and a family. I know, it's becoming a bit of a trending word or trending topic. Everybody speaks about community and community management. But I think what we've built is really amazing. We started from scratch. When we started in 2013, there was 0 fans on Facebook. There was no Instagram page. There was nothing. And I think we've built something. We've created a special tone and a special relationship with and we've treated the players and the fans the same way. So I'm just very proud to see this very positive community of fans that we've created on social. So and among the people that we've met, Dave is a bit new in my life, a bit newer, but you, Kyle, you've been a very, very big part of what we've built, and I'll finish my monologue now. I know that you two have questions, but now the one thing I wanted to say is that I always say when people ask me, okay, what are the things you're proud of? What are the best decisions you made? I've said it before. I say it again. Bringing you in, Kyle, was one of the best decisions that I ever took at FIBA. And I wish I still had videos of the first time we met with the suit on. Just to explain, maybe, because I don't know.
I need to see these videos.
I don't know how much of a high production this podcast is, so I don't know if you're going to be able to add some sort of layers, video layers or whatever. But the thing I remember, or the thing I'll say, is that when we started getting serious about 3x3 having a great TV broadcast, for me it was key that 3x3 is not just sport. We're trying to build something different. We're trying to break the barrier between sport and entertainment. So I want to have someone who knows his basketball, who knows, that has played on a playground, but also can crack a joke, can make an impression, can sing, and I could remember from watching and listening to NBA.com and to the top 10s, and I was like, this guy would be perfect. We need to find him. We went on a quest to locate Kyle and find him. And I always remember the first time Kyle came to Lausanne in Switzerland. We met in the hotel where we're all staying, and and Kyle shows up to the meeting wearing the most, I don't know how to describe it, the most vivid kind of suit. What color was it, Kyle?
It was gray.
Was it gray?
It was actually
gray can't be vivid.
Was it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think, I guess after so many years, I've told that story so many times. It's one of those where you add additional details every year. It's getting further and further from reality.
Its tail.
Yeah, I was like, it was probably pink or something. But anyway, so you showed up in this suit, and I think the first time I told you was, wait, you don't need to wear a suit. This is 3x3. We're going to be outside in Lausanne. We're always directly in the sun. Yep. It's boiling hot. So you don't need to do this.
I was hot as hell in that suit. I wore it day one, actually. I wore, because that was the only thing I brought. I was used to just rocking suits. And they told me very quickly, man, look, we're going from the streets we're trying to go from the streets to the Olympics. The corporate stuff, man, let your hair down a little bit. And that really set the tone with me. I kind of got a feel for, okay, this is how we're going to do it. And now here we are. But man, Jules, that's touching, man. Now we know what portion of the podcast we're going to clip to put online, because you just showered me with so much love and praise right there. We don't need anything.
Is it over already?
That's it. We don't need anything.
Well, what I want to know is if those were the criteria you were looking for, how many people did you contact before Kyle? That's what I.
Kyle was option 27. No, I don't know.
You're welcome.
No.
I laid that off like Stockton. Thank you, Carl, for finishing that off.
I see you, Davey.
But in all seriousness, it truly is about the people. There are people and places in all three of our lives that we never thought we would meet, or places we never thought we would go if it wasn't for sport and basketball. I mean, Julien, my soccer background is much like yours. Well, I mean, just from a working profession, going to 5 World Cups and meeting all the different people, working for the Mexican national team as a liaison in the States was an amazing experience. And then you shift to the life love of basketball, and it's the same thing. Last week for 3x3 Day, I spoke to people in Belgium, Russia, Barcelona. It was just bananas. You're speaking to people all over the world that know your name, that know your first name, that know your family, and it's just the best thing ever.
Yeah, and Julien's not going to toot his own horn, but he's had a huge part in that reach and that influence. I can't remember how many followers we started off with social media, but I knew that there was a There was
Zero.
a huge push of course, zero. Good one. But now, I mean, over the years, seeing it explode and, watching Ju, kind of spearhead that effort and creativity and marketing and finding the right things that keep eyeballs on our game. He's not going to toot his own horn, but I got to toot his horn too. I've been a part of watching him and our media team in general grow the game and seeing the effort there and starting to see some of this stuff start to come to fruition. And we look ahead now. We got the biggest tour ever, 13 stops. It's only getting bigger. We're seeing it explode in Asia. We obviously see the ULE League in Russia that's been going on for the past several years. Philippines, they go crazy with 3x3. We're going to have a huge presence there on the schedule this year. So, Ju, as we look at the schedule and the record 13 events, what all went into it, putting the schedule together? What are some of the obstacles you got to kind of dodge when you're putting the schedule that large together? And obviously there's one glaring thing about the schedule that we're going to ask you about.
All right. Yeah, no, first thing first, if we go back to 2019, we reached 12 events for the World Tour. It was like the biggest season we ever had. And obviously the last 2 years have been difficult with COVID, the pandemic. So one thing that I wanted to say is that the contracts were always there. We're always there. So we had organizers worldwide that wanted to do events. The only reasons why we didn't have so many events in 2020 and 2021 is it was just impossible for all the people that believed in us and wanted to have events to actually, execute and have them in their country. Mm-hmm. So there was never, a doubt that the minute the pandemic and the restrictions are lifted, we go back to record numbers. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. And, but yeah, to be able to come back after 2 difficult years and be able to, publish this press release and announce that we have 13 events, record number. And also, it's not over. I think we've said did we send the press release? No, I don't think we said that, there's still time. There's still time. So, more things could happen. You never know, today's 13, maybe next month is 14. We don't know. I'm not teasing anything. I'm just saying we don't know.
Okay.
But no, it's, I think one of the big things with this year's release is obviously that we're going back to Asia. Mm-hmm. Obviously the Philippines, 2 events there. This is amazing. I have to say, we've been to so many different places, but the passion that Filipino fans have for basketball in general and 3x3 in specific, this is crazy. 2018 was insane, but I also have memories. Kyle was not there at the time, unfortunately, but 2014, 2015, I was in Manila. Those 2 years, we were playing in a mall in the center of Manila. And I've never seen something like this. Whenever people ask me, oh, what kind of events do you do with 3x3? I show them pictures of this mall on like 4 or 5 different floors or different stories and just full with people. And it was the first time that I've seen so much security around the court as well, because so obviously all the fans were well-intentioned, but everyone wanted a selfie. And it's just such a wave of people asking for photos and autographs. And I mean, I'm sure if you speak with whether it's Dusan or Marko Savic or Dejan, all of the players that were there, they will tell you the same, that we've never seen something crazy like this. So to be able to come back to the Philippines after 7 years for the World Tour, and only once but twice, I think it's going to be insane. And we have also Macau, Hong Kong, Chengdu. So this is the big change in 2022, the return to Asia.
Yeah, and a stop in France too. Your own backyard, obviously.
My home country. I'm definitely excited the first time. So obviously we've had Lausanne in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, so which has been home to me for the last 13 years. but to be able to play in France, it's massive. I mean, the same way that we get the Olympics in Paris in 2024 as well. I hope, we can really build. I mean, we already have a huge following in France and so many great players in 3x3. But to be able to have an event there, I mean, you were there in Paris, Kyle, just in September last year, right? And you could see, the kind of support we got, the big crowd, and people love it there. So wherever we play, because that's another teaser, another TBC, but wherever we play in France, it's going to be massive.
Well, I always think back to Nantes 2017, having the World Cup there, and remember the big elephant.
The elephant. I was about to say, yes, I do remember. As a matter of fact, one of the things I was doing today was, trying to update some of the videos we've had for years. So we have a ton of marketing videos that the rest of the team is using to also bring new organizers, new sponsors to 3x3. Some of the videos have dated a bit, they date back from 2018, 2019. So trying to add some footage from the last 2 or 3 years. And I saw the elephant again. That was crazy. So obviously, for those who don't know, Nantes is also the hometown of Jules Verne. I don't know how famous. Obviously, in France, it's one of our most famous writers. I don't know how famous he is in the rest of the world, but obviously the other of the, what is it? The World Tour in 80 days, or what was the name?
Look.
Anyway, yes, let's not embarrass ourselves now. But anyway, a very, very famous writer, a lot of science fiction stories. And so they basically built a whole place that is dedicated to his work, basically. And one of the things that we could see around the court while we were playing was this gigantic robotic or metallic elephant. And people could just go on the back of the elephant for a ride. So did you go on top of the elephant, Kyle?
No, I didn't get on top of that. I wanted to, but I was a little tied up. I had a microphone and some games that I needed to do, I wanted to, but no, that I remember that sticking out. That was pretty distinct for me. I thought the venue was incredible. And obviously that was one of our most memorable World Cups ever. So that came to mind.
Let's talk about the logistics of it. You mentioned that contracts were already kind of in place, whether that was in Sharpie or in pencil and oral agreement. But from a logistics standpoint, it can't be easy to figure out, okay, we're going to go here this month, here this month, here this month. You've got facilities, you've got travel considerations, you've got all the different things. What are some of the pitfalls and logistics that you guys run up against when you're putting together a World Tour schedule?
Yeah, it's not easy. I'm just doing media and communications. So I'm just the one, communicating what has been, sort of arranged and all the hard work that the rest of the team is doing. But obviously it's not so many weekends during the season, it's only 52 weekends, and we're trying to have a break as well for the safety of the players and maybe the mental health of the staff. But it's only 40 weekends left. And it's not just the World Tour. Obviously, we have all the national team competitions, the Under-23 Nations League, the Women's Series. There's so many events. So just to be able to fit them during the season is a challenge. And obviously, when we work all of those events, I think it's very important to say that it's not like FIBA is just, or we are deciding to just play this event like this, and and we're going to build everything from scratch. What happens is that we identify organizers that want to co-host events with us, and obviously those organizers want to have the best event possible. They usually would come up with different proposals in terms of dates where they think they will get the biggest crowd and the most successful event. So it's in terms of logistics and in terms of preparing the season, it's a lot of discussions with different local organizing committees trying to just come up with a calendar that's as successful as possible. But it's not to a point yet where we can say we're going to have 4 events in a row in China and then 4 events in a row in Europe, and then 4 events in a row in the Middle East. So we still have some back and forth. I hope, I guess that's the next step for us in maybe in a year or two, that we'd be able to sort of limit the number of miles and the traveling.
Joe, I know that United States is a market that, we're obviously interested in growing. We know the talent that resides in the States, and couldn't help to notice, but there's not yet, right? There's not a stop yet on the tour this year, but I know that there's a huge effort behind it. How do you think, we grow 3x3, the interest, the skill in the United States going forward? Because, I'm certainly expecting the USA to be a major player in the pro events and in national team events.
Yeah. We have a great event each year in Montreal, which is not far away from the US. But obviously in Canada, we had a great event in your backyard in 2019 in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
With quite a memorable dunk contest as well.
For sure.
It was just me, Rick Fox, and Kirilenko in the jury. I'm doing a tangent. It's not like I'm trying to buy time, for your difficult question. But it was just so funny because since I was in the jury with those 2 former NBA players, people in the comment section were trying to identify who was the third guy. And
I was gonna say there's one guy up there.
One of these things is not like the other, right?
It was so funny because I've been compared to so many different celebrities. What was that? Christian Slater, I think. Who else did I get? I don't remember now, but not this one. But no, going back to your question, obviously the US is an amazing market for us. We know there's an appetite. We haven't been able to come up with one US destination for this year, but I'm very, very confident that 2023 will look very different. And I can see the initiatives. I could see yesterday on the sorry, I shouldn't do those things, I know, for when you publish the podcast, but on the 3rd of March, that maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was another day. I could see the, all the initiatives from USA Basketball and from all their different partners. So I know people love 3x3 in the US as well. I know people are playing 3x3 street ball, whatever you want to call it, in some amazing iconic courts, Venice Beach, the Cage, West Fort, Rucker, obviously. So I know there's an appetite. I know people love it. It's one of those things, Kyle, I think that you've realized it, especially during the Olympics, when people got to experience the Kyle experience, the Kyle treatment.
Experience.
watching 3x3 on NBC and all the other channels is just a lack of awareness. But as soon as they got the 3x3 experience, people loved it. I could see it on social media. I could see it on Twitter. People just saying, "What is this? Why is it just in my life now? What happened in the last few years? Who's this dude making references to J. Cole's hoop career?" So yeah, it's just a matter of time, man. Just a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, look, I got to give you props there. That was handled quite well. Yeah.
Thank you.
As an experienced communications director, could only do it.
Right, exactly. We can let them off the hot seat now. We don't have any more prodding questions for
No, we're good.
All right, Jules, you can exhale. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for giving us the insight. Obviously, we're expecting this pod to blow up, and we'll be getting going pretty soon. I can't wait.
Yeah, man, it's coming very, very soon. Utsunomiya, Japan, in 2 months. I mean, you've been to Japan before. We also created something special there. We talk about the Filipino fans, but the Japanese fans, remember how they are queuing to get in hours before the event. It's always full. It's, it's one of those things that, so we're not playing in Tokyo. So we're playing in Utsumiya. That's, I mean, for, a lot of standard is already like a big city. But it's one of those things, when you come back to the same city every year, you create something, you create a legacy. And you can tell every time we go back, it's the same fans with the same My Story Beach signs. And just a lot of very passionate people about 3x3. So yeah, it's home as well. So I'm looking forward to Utsunomiya. It's going to be a special event.
Yeah, first time that we're having like a specific openers. The first.
What is the communications guy doing? Not mentioning it in the first place. First time that we have a World Tour opener. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for the cue. We're a team, right? Yes, World Tour opener, first time. Yeah, it's going to be a very special event. I'm sorry for making so many teasers, but there are going to be some stuff that is very special about this event. I mean, first of all, that we announced that we're going to have the top 10 teams in the ranking. So you already know that the level is going to be top notch, like a final level already. But there's going to be a few things, but I promise not to tell too much. So.
Okay. Well, we'll be standing by. We know the Challenger schedule is going to be coming out pretty soon. So we get to see what that looks like. And obviously we know where the World Tour stops are going to be. I'm just counting the days now, Joe. Give me a microphone, man. Give me one today so we can get going.
Are you doing voice exercises as well?
I'm drinking my tea with my lemon and my honey, you know that. And I'm just in the lab. I'm writing down a few bars that I want to remember. I'm coming with some heat this year.
Do you have new nicknames already?
I got a few nicknames. Look, Davey, let me tell you, nobody's more critical of my nickname game than Julien. He will tell me to throw it away. If it's like, no, that was not going to stick. Let's go back to the drawing board. So he doesn't exactly coddle me. And, I'm sensitive about my stuff, That's all right, though. I hope that you approve of the few that I came up with.
I'm sure I will. I'm your biggest supporter.
I know it. Jules, nothing but love for you, man. Thank you.
All right. You guys take care. It was fun.